The New York Times calls it a gem of a restaurant. Southern Living sums it up in one word: exquisite. And here in Kentucky, we know it simply as the Holly Hill Inn, a destination in the heart of horse country for fine Kentucky cooking. Hi everybody, I'm Kevin Harnett at Bourbon Barrel Foods in front of a live studio audience, and we're excited to share the secrets from two of the area's great chefs.
About a quarter cup of bourbon for a pound of bacon.
There's the secret right there.
In fact, they're sharing their secrets to fresh, seasonal Kentucky cooking that's making headlines from coast to coast.
Now, two secrets.
Plus, Tim Laird has a new way to savor the flavor of Kentucky in liquid form. He'll mix up his latest cocktail creation using Woodford Reserve Double Oak Bourbon. This may have been the easiest cocktail you've ever made, Tim.
It is.
It's some of the best food and drink Kentucky has to offer, with all the secrets, so you can have it at home. And it starts right now on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Hi everybody, and thanks for joining us for another edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs here at Bourbon Barrel Foods in front of this fine studio audience. You're all about to have a great show. We're in for a treat today because we have the chefs from Holly Hill Inn with us. They come all the way from Midway, Kentucky. Holly Hill is acclaimed from coast to coast as some of the freshest and finest seasonal Southern food that you'll find anywhere. From cheese grits to bacon jam, we're going to learn the secrets to making those items at home, along with another fantastic bourbon cocktail from my co-host, Tim Laird.
Oh,
Tim,
Ted. How are ya?
happy day to you, pal.
Happy day. Well, what an audience. Look at this.
Out of the hundreds and hundreds of shows that we've had the fortune of doing, you know, we've always learned some of the greatest secrets from Holly Hill Inn.
We have.
And
they are so exciting.
today we have the chefs.
I'm excited about that, Kevin.
Me too.
All right. Thank you, Kevin. All right. It's a great day to be in Kitchen Studio, everybody. I'm excited because Holly Hill Inn, a real gem in Versailles. And I've got the chef, Tyler, coming in here to show us some secrets.
Hello.
How are you, chef?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Now, as Kevin mentioned in the introduction, you've just had a passion for cooking for a long time.
Yeah, ever since I was, 4 or 5 years old, in my grandma's kitchen.
That is
frying chicken and cracking eggs.
That's the way to do it. I'll
That's
tell
right.
you what. Now, is some of her recipes made it to the Holly Hill Inn a little bit, or some of her influences?
A lot of her influence, yeah.
Okay.
She's not a recipe cook. She's a grab and throw it in the pan.
That's the best way. I always believe in that. I think you forget the recipe, just put in what you like and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And you've taken that literally and made a career out of
That's
it.
right.
So that's
I did.
Perfect. Tell us about this first dish, chef.
Okay, so this is our bacon jam recipe. It's used in almost all of Weta Michael's restaurants. It was the original recipe was developed by the chef de cuisine at Smithtown, John Sanning.
You bet.
And this is just a take on that. It's got a few alterations. We've replaced the brown sugar in the recipe with sorghum, which we cook with a lot at the Holly Hill Inn. And also we've got the Wallace Station bourbon mustard, which is a staple of all the restaurants.
Of all
you
the
can find it.
sandwiches and everywhere.
You can find it everywhere. So this is really a condiment. It's a sauce that you can top finished dishes with. Mix it into greens. Use it as almost like a warm salad dressing. The uses for this are really endless, and I just love making it. You know.
I was going to say it's fun to make because all of a sudden it starts out. Do you see all the bacon in there, Kevin?
I knew you were going to like the show before you began.
This is great. Hey, this is going to be a great show.
Oh, yeah.
We've got bacon, Kevin. No, and you're right. I mean, what a great idea to do this, and you can use it so many different ways.
Oh, it's great.
Fantastic. Oh,
So much local stuff coming from your own.
Oh yes, this is Stonecross smoked in-house bacon. We've got the Woodford Reserve bourbon, the local Kentucky sorghum, Wallace Station bourbon mustard, local onions. You know.
And across the country, I see people are now rediscovering sorghum, I should say, because in the day, I mean, that was the sweetener, and it's basically a grass that grows wild in Kentucky, and it's kind of related to the sugar cane. So
it is, yes, and it's. I love sorghum. I love cooking with sorghum. I like to replace honey in recipes with sorghum a lot of the times. Sometimes I find honey can be a little bit overly sweet,
You bet.
and sorghum brings in that really deep, rich flavor, that grassy note like you were talking about. And it works. Obviously, it works great with bacon and bourbon. So
I was gonna say, and it works with cocktails too.
Oh,
I actually
yes.
mix the Woodford in with a little bit of sorghum as my sweetener, and it's just delicious. Kentucky favorite.
oh yeah, definitely.
And of course, the Holly Hill Inn. Tell us a little bit more about that. How we can make? Do we need to make reservations?
You should make reservations immediately.
Okay.
Don't wait. Just
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
Pick up the
you should
phone
call
now.
right now. Yes, no, it's a fantastic location in historic downtown Midway. It's Weeda's flagship restaurant, fine dining, white tablecloth, but very relaxed. You come in, any day of the week, and you're going to have excellent service, a beautiful meal, all local, Kentucky proud ingredients made by people that really care about what they're doing.
A lot of people have heard us talk about Weeda Michael, but she's really pioneered some of this, farm to table, local cooking.
Oh, definitely.
Just been a real driving force behind that since the beginning of our show.
Yes.
Right. No, now it's kind of an in thing that everybody's talking
Right.
about, but she was doing it long before it was a rage.
Yep.
So she truly believes in it, and certainly you're showing this. And look at that bacon.
I know.
I'd make this
And we
every day,
leave
too.
all the fat in here.
Oh, that's a
Do
secret.
do not drain any of
There's
this fat
the
off.
secret right there. All the fat stays there.
You know what they say?
Fat is flavor.
You got it.
It is just rendering away, and so once you get a good render, you start to see the edges of the bacon crisp up a little bit. You can go ahead and add your onion. This recipe, it's about a pound of bacon to one large white or yellow onion, both just diced up. Ingredients that are easy to find. And you just add this onion in here. You let it cook down with the bacon. As the onion starts to tenderize and caramelize a little bit, you'll get your bacon will start to crisp up, and they'll both just come together at the right moment, and that's when you finish it with all of your other ingredients. This is the longest part of the process right here. Once this cooks down a little bit, it's throw it in and finish it up, and you've got bacon jam.
Oh.
So once you get it to this point,
This point where the onion and the bacon have kind of come together.
yeah, the onions are becoming translucent. We've got the bacon well rendered out, and now we just want to turn our heat down a little bit. And ideally, you want to develop a little bit of a fond on the pan from the bacon.
Okay. That's those fun crumblies. at the
Right,
bottom.
you're right. You want some of that bacon meat to stick to the bottom of the pan, and that's what gives it this really nice, rich, deep color. We're gonna go ahead and add the bourbon though.
There we go.
Turn your heat down if you're over
That's right.
over a high flame.
Here's a secret. Don't
About
pour over
about a quarter cup of bourbon for a pound of bacon, and you don't want to flame it. You just want to let that cook down slowly.
let all those flavors kind of come together.
Right.
Wow.
You don't want to cook all of the bourbon out. You want to leave some of that, a little bit of that kick in there.
Yeah, another secret
That's
reveal.
right. Hey, leave the fat
premise
in,
of the
leave the
show.
bourbon
That's right.
in. All right.
Like I said, all these ingredients play well together.
Right.
There's that mustard. Oh,
A little bit of the
gosh.
Wallace Station bourbon mustard. You can get this on any of your favorite sandwiches at any of Weeda's restaurants. Stir that in.
Not just Wallace Station.
Not just Wallace Station. You can find it at all.
By the way, Wallace Station, another great sandwich place. That's
Oh, yeah.
incredible in Midway.
Yes, you have to prepare for 2 meals though. Don't go there for lunch and don't plan anything for dinner because your sandwich will hold you out for the rest of the day.
They're
Yeah,
huge.
Eat half
I
of it
mean-
at lunch, take the rest home for dinner.
That's a bonus.
Yes. All right, and like I said, we've replaced the brown sugar in the recipe with a little bit of sorghum.
And I like how rich. I mean, that is just beautiful. Look at how rich. I mean, almost
Oh,
like
it's-
a molasses.
it's gorgeous.
characteristic.
Yeah. And then just a little bit of, you want equal parts of your sugar and vinegar. So for
Okay.
this recipe, for a pound of bacon, you've got half a cup of brown sugar or sorghum and half a cup of apple cider vinegar.
Perfect.
Once you've got all these ingredients in here, you just let it simmer down until it reaches this beautiful jammy consistency that we've got
Oh
here.
my gosh, that's gorgeous.
And that's the finished product.
Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you what.
It
man,
is beautiful.
That looks fabulous. Oh my gosh.
Like you said,
What do
you can
think?
just eat it right out of the
Oh, I
pot
was
while
gonna
it's
say,
warm.
can I lick the spoon?
Please, go right ahead.
Well, we're going to have someone take a taste of that coming up after the break, if that's all right with you, Tyler.
Sounds great.
We'll finish cooking this. We hope you all will stick around as well because we're coming back with more secrets from the chefs at Holly Hill Inn on Secrets of Louisville Chefs right after this.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. You've been enjoying the secrets from Tyler McNabb from Holly Hill Inn. He was making this great bacon jam. John is here all the way from Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's nice to see you. You are among this great, fine-looking studio audience, and you're a chef yourself. So this is like the ultimate judging here.
Certainly.
Now, you have a chance to see some of the great aspects of Kentucky cooking here at our show, and you've learned just a little bit about the Holly Hill Inn. What do you think so far?
It's interesting that everything here is bourbon infused and bourbon oriented, where in Michigan everything is beer infused and beer oriented. It's a great use of natural resources. It's a great way to be ecocentric and local farm to fork. It is a great use of sustainability in terms of what we're doing with byproduct and the barrels and every element of that. So
yeah.
It's encouraging to see this happen around the country.
And that loop gets fulfilled when the product is good. So why don't you take a taste and see how Tyler did with the very famous and something they use so many times on a number of dishes. This is the bacon jam, the onions.
Well, the mustard is wonderful.
The mustard.
Wow, excellent. Very nice, good texture and chew.
Give him 2 thumbs up.
Absolutely.
Awesome. John, thank you for being here.
You're welcome.
We
Thank
appreciate that. Thanks for doing the taste. Wow. Tim, how about that?
You can
take it with you. There you go.
Taking it away. That's a true sign. Chef, you did a great job. That's excellent.
That's tough.
That
being
is.
judged by another chef there.
You know, I've got a great cocktail.
Well, I was getting ready to say I like to judge a few things myself.
You know what? We're going to let you judge this one, Kevin. I know you're a bourbon fan as well, but we're always on the lookout. You know, I am always on the lookout for mixers and new items. Incorporate those in my cocktail. And I found a great one, and this truly is, because this old limestone mixing water is our limestone water from Kentucky. And I thought, wow, now that's a great mixture. Now, 2 secrets to tasting a good bourbon. First of all, big ice cubes, right? Not those little small ice cubes are the ones with the holes in it. I like these really big cubes because when you put it in, it won't melt, won't dilute your bourbon. It'll still chill it off, and that's great. So actually, I take the old limestone water,
right,
put it in a container like this, which you can get online or any food store, and make those ice cubes, make them ahead of time, put them in a little Ziploc container,
nice.
And you're ready to go. So there's our large old limestone water cubes, and then I'm just going to top it with a little bit of Woodford. I'm using the double oak, which they use 2 new oak barrels when aging their bourbon, and it's just delicious. A lot of flavors and vanillas.
Rave reviews about the double oak.
And when tasting bourbons, here's another secret, is you want to add a little bit of water just to open everything up, because then you get the nuances and the flavors, and you can really dig in. So I'm going to take my old limestone mixing water.
And limestone's important. I mean, you mentioned that it's important, but really it's the fundamental reason Kentucky's so famous for its bourbon.
It is. 95% of all the bourbon comes from Kentucky. 2 major reasons. Our weather, as you know, to help that distillate breathe in and out of that barrel. And the number 1 ingredient in bourbon, water. And we have all that wonderful limestone water, and that makes a great bourbon. You can't make anywhere else but right here in Kentucky. So I thought this would be a good ingredient to mix.
And some people say, well, you've just poured water on top, you've watered it down, but you say that's a secret because it allows it to pull
open up. So cheers, let's see how we did. Oh, how's that?
Well, it's pretty good.
Do you give this 2 thumbs
So this
up?
may have been the easiest cocktail you've ever made, Tim.
It is, and one of the tastiest.
But it did come with a couple secrets I did not know. So that's
some great secret. You know what this tastes like, Kevin?
Another.
Very
good.
You've seen the show. Anyway.
Thank you, Tim. But we're not finished cooking. In fact, we've got Lisa in now from Holly Hill, who's going to share secrets of her own.
I can't wait to see that. All right. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Nice
Good
to
to see you. Nice meeting you. Now, you're going to start off with this bacon jam and use some of that in what you're going to prepare for us next, I understand.
I am preparing today a grit stack cake. So we start with boiling water.
Okay.
And we also use dairy product in our grits. So I have milk here. And I wait for my water to come to a boil or a near boil before I add the milk.
Another secret? Wow. I like that 4.5 to 1. That's my cocktail ratio.
Yeah.
Another secret revealed.
And the secret to grits also is adding in a bit at a time. What you're trying to do is to keep the grains in suspension as they're beginning to cook.
Plus you get those lumps if you go too fast.
Exactly.
Learned the hard way.
So what you want to do, you want to keep the individual grains in suspension in the liquid as it's cooking. And so you add a bit at a time, you keep stirring, and you want to stir and keep those going till the starch develops. And that's the hard thing, I would think, for most people to discern.
Yeah, just the patience. I mean,
Right, and so you can imagine making a 3 or 4 gallon batch at a time and doing that. But I just wanted to stress the point about taking time to get those to the right consistency. And then what we do is once they become thick enough, we put it on a back burner, just on the pilot light, cover it, and if we have the time, we go 4 hours.
Well, Lisa, while those are
Yes.
cooking during the commercial break, we will come back with that finished product and we will reveal the grits and add the cheese. It's coming up on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Wow. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Secrets of Louisville Chefs. During the commercial break, as promised, through the magic of television, we've sped up the grit-making process. Lisa's back with us here from Holly Hill Inn, and man, Tim, this smells delicious.
I'll tell you, it smells great, and I'll tell you that's what a secret. Besides the grits themselves, which I think that's important, but just to be patient.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of chefs don't have the luxury of having that time, but
True.
You get out to Midway at Holly Hill Inn, and they take their time, and you can taste it.
You can taste the difference, I'll tell you. So, Lisa, after 4 hours, what's next?
Well, what I wanted to show you is, and any of you have worked with polenta before, you can take the product of the grits and pour it out into a sheet pan. And I've taken a rubber spatula and I've poured that out and put it in the refrigerator. Then you can take a knife, or I've taken a ring mold, and let's see if I can get that.
Beautiful.
And this is my cake. And with the same mold, take an aluminum foil, press that into the mold. You want to be sure that you have pan spray, or you could use an oil with a brush or your hand, and make sure that you well lubricate the inside of the
Good secret
foil.
to know so it doesn't stick.
Correct. So I've taken that, and what we're going to do today is we're going to take that cake into the bottom of the mold. And don't worry, you can just press that in there, or you can be more precise if you have the time. And what we're doing today, I've taken the cake and we've used kale, and I've taken Tyler's jam and mixed the bacon jam in with the kale
Oh, that was that healthy part that he was talking about.
into the ring mold.
Because the kale is good for you, isn't it?
Correct.
And even better when it has
It is.
bacon jam.
And we have the recipe for preparing the kale. And then we will have sliced tomatoes.
And that's the other thing. You've got a great garden at Holly Hill Inn.
We do. We have a garden in the back, and some of our produce we grow ourselves. Typically what I would do is slice the tomatoes and lay them out on an absorbent towel, salt and pepper the tomato into the ring mold, and then again I would lay out another grit cake on top into the mold, and then into the oven. At the end of the process, at the end of the 4-hour process, or however long time you have to take, that's when you would add your cheese.
Add
And,
the cheese into
and that's
the
when you would
grits.
add your seasonings,
Wow,
correct? And
that's-
it's the same ratio, 1-to-1 grits to the amount of cheese that you would have.
And once you've made the cake, Lisa, how long in the oven?
I would say perhaps, depending on the heat of the oven, we're doing 350 today, perhaps half an hour,
Okay.
just to heat it through.
Once it's been readied, layered, and now we're going to reveal. Oh, wow, there you go. Look at that.
Awesome.
And then what I would do to garnish this plate, can top with more of the jam.
I can see a hint of the kale and tomato in there. Yeah. Do you see that?
Now, in true stack cake form, there could be multiple layers. So if you were to do something like this at home, you could go up as many layers as you would want. Today I thought we would garnish with the bacon jam itself.
It's beautiful.
The corn for the grits, another idea would be to scrape and quick fry some corn kernels. You could also decorate the plate with that. Another one of the things that we do when we peel the tomatoes, we remove the skins and we dry them. Because everything but the everything but the seeds on a tomato really are edible. We dry those and then we flake those, and it's a beautiful red flake garnish on the plate as well.
Very nice.
And that's a whole meal. I mean, you could really make a whole meal out of it. Just stack them up, that's great. Wow.
That looks delicious. Beautiful food. Lisa, thank you.
Thank you
Lisa.
so much.
Great job.
It's been a pleasure to
appreciate
be here.
it.
Thank
Tim,
you.
thank you for sharing the secrets.
Absolutely.
We appreciate that. To all of our sponsors, thank you. The show wouldn't be possible without you. To our studio audience and all the folks at home who watch, if you're looking for the secrets from Holly Hill Inn, a restaurant guide, or any secrets from the recipes that we've shared on our show, you can find them online at newlocaltv.com. For Tim Laird, I'm Kevin Harnett, and on behalf of all of us at B&B Productions, we'll see you next time on Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
Thank you.
Very nice.